I'm Free Speech Phantom from the Video Game Review, and this is
Brow Long.
And today we're going to be reviewing Resident Evil 6. Okay, so first of all, those of you who haven't played Resident Evil 6 before, you can take this, as a completely new experience. But all the Resident Evil fans out there, you'll know, we'll say this straight off the bat, that it's never going to recapture the magic of the early Resident Evil games on the original PlayStation. But what did you think about it, Brow, before you bought the game? What was your expectations of it?
Well, for those of you that have already seen the written synopsis that I wrote on the website, you'll know that I was vaguely impressed with the demo and how Leon's story seems to go back to the classic Resident Evil roots with more exploration and classic zombie types, whereas the two new with Chris's campaign and the new character Jake, it was a lot more kind of action based. Think kind of Gears of War style maybe. I'm not really too impressed with that. I'm not really impressed with the whole over-the-shoulder third-person view. I prefer the top-down resis with the clunky controls. But yeah, it looked alright. It looked like it was going to be a fun title. Certainly an improvement over 5.
Yeah, it looked better than 5. But I mean, yeah, obviously that was just a demo. But you see from the demo that we were anticipating that there will be 3 different storylines, and obviously there is. One, you play as Leon, protagonist of Resident Evil 2 and 4. Chris, protagonist of 1 and 5.
He was in 1 and 5, yeah.
Yeah, and Jake,
Jake's a new character.
Yeah, he's a new character, but you
Wesker's son, apparently.
Yeah, apparently, okay. Anyway, and each of them has a sort of co-op partner that goes around with them, allowing you to play 2-player co-op with whatever story you are doing. But this leads us on to an interesting point, which has never been done in a game before, I don't think. Resident Evil 6 boasted 4-player co-op. 4-player co-op. And basically, they've achieved this slightly in a certain sort of way, and the way that they've done that is some of the stories intertwine at certain intersections for a short amount of time, and basically if you're playing with your co-op partner online in one sort of story and some other people on the other side of the world are playing with their co-op partner playing on another storyline, if your storylines meet, which they do at certain points, you are briefly playing a 4-player game against like a big boss or whatever. So briefly you are playing as 4 people in one game.
You get a gangbang bundle going on.
A gangbang bundle, right? But then you part ways afterwards. So it's like, it's 4-player co-op, but for a bit. It gives you a little teaser. And that's your lot. But so that was quite fun. It says 4-player co-op, but really it's 2-player co-op most of the time. But that is a major sort of new feature of it. But as for sort of like enemies and stuff, there's...
Well, your classic zombies are back, especially in Leon's campaign. You've got new enemy types. I don't want to say a nemesis type, but there certainly is a nemesis style monster, which is just relentless and you've got to try and kill. The enemy types are sort of different along each campaign path, really. Each one has its own distinct feel about it, so what with different areas and then sort of different zombie/monster types in each specific path.
Basically, Leon's campaign, it sort of gets back to its roots, or like it's kind of creepy in certain points, kind of a bit scary, more sort of like a horror feel to it. But Chris has gone down the whole sort of Rambo path, big machine gun, shoot at everything that you see. It's not really a survival horror kind of thing on that one. And Jake's is sort of alright, it's kind of in between really.
But Capcom haven't managed to shake off that cheesy tone that Resident Evil has. It's It's a very cheesy kind of game, what with the voice acting and just the storylines in general. It's classic. It's classic Resident Evil cheese.
Yeah, I mean, the storyline is good, but cheesy. So, I mean, if you're a fan of the series, I mean, you're never going to recapture that magic of the early ones. But it's still worth a purchase, especially, as I said before, with the new 4-player co-op sort of mechanic thing that they've tried to put in there. I mean, and if you're completely new to the series, I think it is worth a go if you're sort of into over-the-shoulder sort of third-person shooters. I mean, would you agree?
Yeah, totally. And hold the space on never recapturing the old ones.
Well, yeah, I hope so.
Because Capcom have announced if the fans want it, they're going to remake Resident Evil 2 HD.
Yeah, well, I hope they give it a much bigger overhaul than that, to be honest. But
let's hope they do the same treatment what they did with Resident Evil 1 and just completely rebuild
yeah,
it.
yeah, that would be good. That would be good. They should have done that originally instead of. They should have done it with 2.
They should listen to their fans. Fans have been saying it for 10 years.
Games companies listen to their fans and then sort of deviate a bit. But yeah, anyway, I think it is. It's a good game worth getting, really. But it's better than 5. So if you like 5, you like this.
A lot of them are better than 5.
Okay, so that about wraps it up. It's better than 5, but no, it is a good game. So can't say fair on that. So
just go buy it.
Right. Okay, could have cut that one short, really.
Nah, keep the waffle going. Keep this one going.
But right. So I've been Free Speech Phantom.
I've been. Where are you
from the video game review?
I've been Brow Long from the video game review as well.
And that's the end of our Resident Evil 6 review.
Yeah, and go watch Bob's Burgers.
Bob's Burgers, the hat, if you know. Okay, so see you next time.
Bye.